Have you ever wondered what it is that fearful avoidants are actually attracted to in relationships? Because fearful avoidants can often be an enigma. Sometimes they seem to want one thing in a relationship, and then they seem to want something totally different. Well, in today's video, I'm going to tell you what a fearful avoidant may not tell you, which is what they are truly attracted to. And even if you're the fearful avoidant watching this, you may have some light bulb moments or shocking surprises that help you decode yourself better in these situations. So first and foremost, it's extremely important to understand that we all have a subconscious comfort zone. And this subconscious comfort zone is literally based on what types of repetitive and emotional experiences we had in our past and how these things basically create a sense of familiarity in the present. And what essentially happens as a fearful avoidant attachment style is that when you go through a lot of trauma from past experiences, this imprints the subconscious mind. This causes programs to sort of take place at the subconscious level. And then these programs, the way you've been treated, what you think and believe about relationships, basically everything related to what attachment has been for you becomes what you expect, but also what you are attracted to in your adult life. So let's say, for example, you're a fearful avoidant attachment style, and let's say that you saw a lot of chaos, you saw a lot of uncertainty, you saw trust that was broken, you saw that you always had to earn your worth, you saw that there was a lot of pressure put on you based on indirect experiences from your environment in the home. Well, now these things become normal for you. They're your baseline, they're your set point. And one of the three most important factors in what creates attraction at a subconscious level between ourselves and others is whether or not somebody reminds us of our subconscious comfort zone. So a conscious mind of a fearful avoidant, to really dive into the topic, may crave and yearn for things like connection, stability, trust, consistency in relationships, being able to grow together with somebody in a romantic relationship, being able to resolve conflict, to be resentment free. These may be things that the fearful avoidance, like, oh, I want these things. And yet they may find themselves at a subconscious level ending up in these same patterns of relationship outside of them with people who make them feel like they are unworthy, who break their trust, who tend to be somewhat dismissive and not very present, who violate their boundaries at times, and who represent some kind of concept of like chaos, uncertainty, unpredictability. And so the conscious mind might yearn for these things. The subconscious mind ends up being attracted to these same things over and over again. And it can feel so defeating and frustrating. And this is just one example of the difference between our conscious and subconscious mind. And it's really important to note that the conscious mind takes in about 40 to 60 bits per second of information, or that much sort of makes it up to the conscious mind. The subconscious and unconscious in their totality take up to 1 billion bits per second of information in. And it's like, so you can see where this challenge is, where the conscious mind sort of, is drawn to certain things and the subconscious mind is drawn to all these other things that it keeps going back to over and over again. So what do you do if this happens? What do you do if you want to break this cycle? Well, it's all about reprogramming the subconscious mind. It's all about changing that set point or changing that comfort zone of what's familiar. And how this works is only ever done by changing the relationship to ourselves first. So if we have these trust wounds, if we have this sense of chaos that's repeating in our lives, really changing that and reconditioning that within the relationship to ourselves first and foremost. Now, how is this done? Well, you have to understand that the subconscious mind is programmed through repetition plus emotion. So what we really have to do is we have to learn to isolate patterns that are taking place at the subconscious level and then recondition those patterns. We're not born with patterns. We can, through repetition and emotion, change patterns over time. So I'm going to give you one tool that's going to help you sort of like understand this at a deeper level. But if you want to do a much deeper dive into this so that you stop attracting the same types of relationships, the same types of partners, the same situations that feel frustrating, uncertain, unavailable, like they're not working out, like you can't trust, you have to recondition. And we have a fearful avoidant program that you can check out for free for 7 days with step-by-step instructions and dynamics to really help you be able to recondition the subconscious comfort zone. Healing is reconditioning. And so to recondition the subconscious comfort zone, to do deep inner work in a very short period of time so that we get attracted to new things that actually fulfill the highest version of ourselves, which is usually the one that our conscious mind can be aware of, right? Like, ooh, a relationship could be all these different things. And yet I seem to repeat these same types of patterns.
I just want to let you know that we actually have a really cool promotion happening at PDS for the month of April. And it is a spin to win. So you can actually go to our PDS website and there's like a free trial, there's free membership, there is, all these sort of spin to win things. And I'll put a link down below and you can actually click on the wheel yourself, see what you spin and see what cool promotion you actually end up obtaining. And this is just available for a limited time. Some of it's a 7-day trial plus a free course, 14-day free trial plus a free course. There's some cool stuff in there, some of which have a really good long-term value. So I'll put the link down below if you want to check it out. And specifically, I would dive into if you're looking to heal, a relationship with somebody on this topic. There's a great course you can check out called How to Repair Any Relationship. And it's about how to vet if somebody's going to do the work and then how to repair it if they're all in with you.
So one thing that's really valuable to start paying attention to, okay, and this is one sort of high level reprogramming tool. There's others we talk about on this channel and they go really in depth, all sorts of reprogramming tools in the program that you can check out for free. But one reconditioning tool is to recognize like how we treat our own needs and how so much of the way we treat ourselves and our needs. So for fearful avoidance, the way you self-care, the way you treat your boundaries, the way you treat the things that are important to you are often a representation of the way that you were treated in past experiences or relationships. Meaning, if your needs were neglected and you were just expected to take care of other people's emotional needs around you, and there wasn't really space made for your emotional needs, guess how you're likely to show up in your adult romantic relationships and relationships as a whole in that same way, because that's your conditioning. Another example, if you often felt like you had to earn your worth and you were made to feel that way, guess who is making themselves have to earn their worth in everything that they do throughout the course of their adult lives? Often the fearful avoidant. If you were guilted or shamed for things a lot, probably guilting and shaming yourself. And then you're literally attracted to these things in others. You're drawn to the people who guilt and shame you, who make you feel like you have to earn their worth, who, are the wounded bird syndrome people, right? Fearful avoidance, it's like a silly term, but it's like you're often drawn to people that need healing or need some kind of help or support that really need to depend on you emotionally. But sometimes the tough part of that is that it's not a two-way street all the time. And you can get burnt out over time if you're not taking care of yourself too. And there isn't like an exchange happening in our closest relationships. So trying to realize these things and then shifting your boundaries, the way you treat yourself through repetition and emotion, choosing to care for your own emotional needs too, making a list of all the different ways that would look like for you, for what needs are most unmet and how you can actually show up for those needs in the relationship to yourself. And then to do one of those things on a daily basis. So there's this repetition and emotion of you showing up to implement a new pattern, to fire and wire a new neural pathway. And through the repetition and emotion of that over time, these circuits start to strengthen while these old ones atrophy. And now we start to recondition our behavioral patterns in relationship to ourselves. And over time, in turn, this actually reconditions our own subconscious comfort zone for what's familiar and what we expect, because we essentially expect people to treat us how we treat ourselves at a subconscious level. And then that becomes what we're drawn to in future relationships instead, which is often much more productive. And then your conscious and subconscious mind align.
If you're somebody who's truly interested in helping others while also securing financial freedom for your future, there is a limited time option to join our 50% off certified relationship coach program. And this is a 12-week program where you can create financial freedom, work from anywhere in the world, and truly make an impact on other individuals' lives by becoming a certified relationship coach in just 12 weeks. Throughout this entire 12 weeks, you will learn all of the tools that you need to discover somebody's attachment style and help them heal and change their attachment style if they are insecurely attached so that they can become secure and build the best relationships of their life. On top of that, you'll learn all about the subconscious mind and how to actually rewire our painful limiting beliefs, our painful behavioral patterns, and help your clients learn their relationship needs, as well as the needs of their loved ones. You'll also learn how to build a thriving coaching practice and set yourself up for long-term success. You'll learn all of the business tips and tools you need to build funnels, leverage marketing strategies, and really thrive in the marketplace. Even if you have absolutely no coaching experience, this certification will give you everything you need starting from scratch to become a thriving relationship coach. You can find more using the link down below.
So anyways, this may have been a lot of information in one video. Again, if you want to do a deeper dive with everything like laid out in a lot of detail explanation, please check out our Fearful Avoidant program. We've got all sorts of supportive resources, tools in that program, all laid out. And I do 4 live calls with our program members every single week. So you can jump in there. You can ask me any questions you have. We'll be there to support you. And that's it for today. So thank you for watching and being here. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video.